This is Christine with Shortcut to Happiness at the Conscious Life Expo 2020. We are here with
Elizabeth Bishop.
Thank you for being here. Based on all this stuff that you have here, you are a wise, wise woman. What do you think, and I want to know your opinion, is the key or the secret to happiness?
First of all, if it's a secret, I can't tell it. If it's not a secret, I could say what makes me happy, but I certainly couldn't say what makes anyone else happy.
So how do people find what makes them happy? I mean, society has a problem right now.
But I think if we define society as having a problem, then I too, as part of society, will have a problem. That is a block, a challenge, something that prevents me from seeking. So I would say to society, as a sociologist, why become a seeker after anything, whether happiness or satisfying curiosity or trying to figure out the physiognomy of the universe and its incredible Pleiadian cosmology.
See, cameraman, someone finally mentioned the P word. Okay, so we don't want to say it's a problem, but I do say I started Shortcut to Happiness because I wanted to be happier, and you learn by teaching, right? So what would you say to yourself? How do you make yourself happy throughout the day?
Well, I make myself happy throughout the day. I really have to say I must be a very solitary seeker because I really like writing books in solitude, and I love books in general.
I love books. I buy books. I have a list at Amazon of books. Absolutely. It's like a personal space between you and the author.
Or it's eradicating the personal space between you and the author and making you feel like you could be an author, but perhaps you put off writing for many, many years. I certainly did.
I have this book I always thought about writing. Everything I learned from my cat. And sometimes we just need to release that information that we have.
Well, I do have. Can I show you this book?
Yeah, bring it over. My cat is named Starlight.
Really? How wonderful.
Right? So there is a lot we can learn by all our loving creatures around us. But we can know by ourselves, right? We are our best life coach.
I don't know whether I'm a life coach or not. I know that, as you said, Christine, your cat is the ultimate life coach. Every time I sit down to write a poem or write a play, the cat sits on my pen and says, pay attention to what you're writing.
So for our audience, please let them know where they can contact you, follow you, and what it is that you do.
What I do,
And you can tell the audience.
what I do, Christine, is I write children's books, A, B, and C. Do I do it again? Snowflake the Magic Cat is one. And for all those dog lovers out there that said you left us out, Magic Cat meets Magic Dog. And then Walking the Labyrinth with Snowflake the Magic Cat. And I've got a few other children's books up my sleeve.
And what a wonderful hat she has in that photo.
And that photo is a definite archaeological specimen since I sat on the hat, and the hat is no more. And I've also written a book called, and again it's a trilogy, When a Window Opens, When a Door Opens, and When a Cafe opens. And what happens here is you get a poem a day for a year. So you can look up all your best friends' birthdays and see, is there a poem that suits their personality or will spur them on to great things during the year ahead. So it's kind of like an oracle book in that sense. And then I also do readings at the fairs, and this is the most recent book here. This one is Life Lived Like a Story, most of which I wrote in Ireland. And this one is Leaping into the Unknown, which is celebrating graduating from college. So I could jump for joy that I had graduated at last and could be free of academia. And I have a poet's portfolio here with 70 books that I've written in the last 5 years. Honoring the Elders is a book I really recommend because it really has nothing of me there. It has a lot about Native elders in it. And they cleared the book with me and said, you can publish it. I asked their permission.
I always ask for permission. When I take a photo of the unseen, I always ask for their permission. But a lot of times it's just for me and it's not to be published.
Right, right.
Well, thank you so much for sharing your information with us and all that you do.
I think I told a fib today because I said, draw some Celtic cards. And they said, I love these cards. And then they said, what does this card mean? And I said, I will never be able to understand what the card means.
That's good. But it's your card, and maybe on a spiritual level, they know, right?
They know what this card means. But it's a wonderful Celtic artist that did these cards.
But isn't it true, though, sometimes when we get a message from the divine, we're not supposed to explain it. We are just supposed to give it and let them figure out what it means.
But you know, all the psychoanalysts will say, without their help, we can't decode a single symbol or understand our dreams or even cross the street.
Well, that's why we're at fairs with people like you and I, right?
I'm sure. Thank you so much for having me on your show.
You're welcome. I was happy to meet you. Well, this is Christine from Shortcut to Happiness. Thank you for listening. Stay tuned for more videos coming soon. I enjoy being with you.